Hey guys, sorry for not posting for a long time. End of year school tests are a bitch due, but now it's summer and I have quite a bit of time on my hands, so I will try to post as many times as I can. I won't say that I'll have a schedule as to when I'll post because I hate sticking to timetables. Y'all gotta post when I'm done with the video. That's how I'll go about it. So let's get into the video. Each engine in the world has a very unique tone, some more than others, so I'm starting a new series where I tell you guys what engines I love the sounds of. I will have a variety of engines put in each video, and maybe I might squeeze in a special episode in where I only put bizarre or just not very well known engines in the list. I hope you guys enjoy this new series because I'm really looking forward to making these videos. By the way, these are in no particular order, so it's just like a couple that I take and I put them into top 5 or whatever you want to call it. So let's start off with the Honda F20C engine. The F20C inline 4 engine was produced by Honda for the S2000. This was one out of not a lot of engines that were designed to sit longitudinally for rear wheel drive. These engines are a distant relative to the F-Series engines found in the mid-1990s Honda Accord and Prelude. To get the most out of the compact-sized engine, Honda engineers utilized technology derived from Honda's racing engines. The F20C has 2 overhead cams with roller followers, a ladder frame main bearing stiffener, a VTEC system for both the intake and exhaust camshaft, fiber reinforced metal cylinder liners, molybdenum disulfide coated piston skirts for reduced friction, and uses a timing chain. The JDM version had 247 brake horsepower or 184 kilowatts, and the USDM version had slightly less but still enjoyable 234 brake horsepower or 174 kilowatts. The rev limit is what I love about this engine, as it was able to comfortably do 9,000 RPM all day long. VTEC actuates between 5,500 to 6,000 RPM depending on ECU triggers. Next on my list is the Toyota 2JZ GTE. The 2JZ is one of the most sought after engines in the world and is highly popular in basically every aspect of the car community. It is a 3-litre twin-turbo dual overhead cam cast iron inline-6. It is mostly known because of how happily it likes to just spit out mountains of power with very little effort. The 2JZ GTE originally powered the Toyota Aristo in 1991 before becoming Toyota's flagship performance engine in the 4th gen Toyota Supra RZ. Its mechanical basis was the existing 2JZ GE, but differed in its use of sequential twin turbochargers and an air-to-air side-mounted intercooler. The engine block, crankshaft and connecting rods of the Supra's 2JZ GE and 2JZ GTE are the same, with notable differences being that the 2JZ GTE has recessed piston tops giving a lower compression ratio, oil spray nozzles to aid in cooling the pistons, and a different head, redesigned inlet, exhaust ports, cams, and valves. Toyota's VVTi variable valve timing technology was added to the engine beginning in September 1997, hence it phased out the original engine. Consequently, maximum torque and horsepower was raised for the engine, selling in all markets. The addition of twin turbochargers jointly developed by Toyota with Hitachi in sequential configuration had raised its commercially cited output from 227 brake horsepower or 169 kilowatts to the contemporary industry maximum of 276 brake horsepower or 206 kilowatts at 5,600 RPM. In its first appearance, torque was advertised at 434 Newton meters at 4,000 RPM, to be later recited at 451 Newton meters with the introduction of VVTi in production year 1997. Engine power in the North American and European markets, as documented by Toyota, was increased to 321 brake horsepower or 239 kilowatts at 5,600 RPM. So the next engine is the BMW S62 V8. The BMW S62 engine is the high-performance variant of the M62, which is fitted to the E39 M5 and the E52 Z8. The S62 was BMW's first V8 engine to have double VANOS variable valve timing on the intake and exhaust camshafts. The S62 engine produced 394 brake horsepower or 294 kilowatts at 6600 RPM and 500 Newton meters at 3800 RPM. The red line is 7000 RPM. Some differences compared to the M62, which had many variants going from 3.5 to 4.8 litres, and were used in many different cars including Morgan, Range Rover, and other lower tier E39 5 Series, E38 7 Series, and E31 8 Series, just to name a few, are a double row timing chain, hollow camshafts, individual throttle bodies for each of the 8 cylinders, dual air intakes and mass flow sensors, a higher compression ratio of 11:1 instead of the 10:1, and a semi-dry sump oil system consisting of 2 additional scavenging pumps which activate during hard cornering. Next up on my list is the BMW S85 B50. The BMW S85 is a naturally aspirated V10 petrol engine which replaced the BMW S62 V8 engine in the M5 model and was produced from 2005 to 2010. It was both BMW's first time and only production V10 engine and the first petrol V10 engine to be available in the production sedan or saloon version. Introduced in the E60 M5, the S85 was inspired by BMW's previous Formula 1 involvement. Unlike most other BMW M engines, the S85 is not related to a regular production BMW engine. The S85 has dual overhead camshafts with 4 valves per cylinder and a double VANOS variable valve timing. The engine block and cylinder head are constructed from aluminium alloy. Peak power is 500 brake horsepower or 373 kilowatts at 7750 RPM. The red line is 8250 RPM and the specific output of 100 brake horsepower or 74.6 kilowatts per litre is amongst the highest of naturally aspirated production car engines. And the final engine on today's list is the Lamborghini L59 V12. When Lamborghini was bought in 1998 by Volkswagen, the V12 engine continued undergoing constant upgrades, growing its displacement from 5.7 litres in the Diablo VT to the final displacement of 6.5 litres in the Murcielago LP670-4 Super Veloce. It took years to decide that a new engine was needed to be built from scratch. Finally, An all-new engine condemned L539 having a displacement of 6.5 litres for the 2011 Aventador was developed. The new engine had a maximum power output of 690 brake horsepower or 515 kilowatts. Since then, the new engine has undergone constant changes and power was increased to 710 brake horsepower or 530 kilowatts for the Aventador Anniversario, 730 brake horsepower or 544 kilowatts for the Aventador S, 740 brake horsepower or 552 kilowatts for the Veneno, and the Aventador SV, and then 759 brake horsepower or 566 kilowatts for the Centenario. And that is it for today. I've actually really enjoyed making this video, listening to all of those different engine noises and just comparing lots of different engines and seeing how different they are. And I'll be definitely making more of these in the future. If you haven't yet, like the video if you liked it and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching and have a good one.